Yes, indeed. Thank you so much to Alexander Desk, and we are going to get this game underway. Moses, how have you been? You had a good night's sleep. You ready for this game?
Oh, I'm so ready for this game. You know me. I really enjoy when we get to the point, the elimination games. I'm sick and sadistic like that. I like it.
Okay.
Bring some intensity to the table.
Well, this is a very quick round. I've never seen anything like it, in fact. They all drop dead, just even at the ENCE getting close to the bomb site.
Yeah, they're trying to play the game on hard mode. Just type in kill in console.
Maybe somebody had that joke. You remember people used to do that on LAN? You walked away with your PC, come back, and some teammate, like I'm doing the air quotes.
I did that to, who was it? I believe I did it to someone at the PGL Krakow Major at the show match. I think it was Bardolph. I think I changed like 6 of his keys to kill. Like shoot, walk, scoreboard. I changed it all.
In fairness, is that even necessary with Bardolph?
No, but it is funny.
It is. I agree.
I mean, it's.
I just wanted to double down on that, you know. It's yeah, we need to get this game on the way. I think this could be a really fun game. It's kind of upsetting to me that it is an elimination match because I actually want to see both Vitality and ENCE move forward. Like I'm so interested in their stories as teams, so I kind of want to see them move on. But at the same time, that's just the name of the game, I guess.
Well, it is wild when you consider the two teams, and you know, I mean, how good of a start to the year ENCE had, that amazing run at the major, and then you go and they got second in Dallas, and then you go to Vitality, and they've had like winning Summit, like all this positive stuff surrounding them, and then both these teams in this kind of a position dropping, and for ENCE especially, I think it's really interesting because this is like, I feel like this could establish, you know, the story about them going into the second half of the year. Is this a team that is going to be able to kind of show us that level they found in Katowice, that show us the level they had when they win, like, you know, the Blast event, and actually able to be dangerous consistently? Or is this a team where the story going into the second half of the year is them trying to come back and get back to that level and finding a way to replicate it? So it's really interesting for this squad overall. Either way, small tech issue, figured out obviously live into the pistol round.
Yes, we are. It's going to be ENCE starting on the CT side, Vitality on the T side, and they are sneaking through the monster tunnel with absolutely no warning at all. There's going to be, I think, a flashbang from Apex, and then they're going to be right in there. Alexi, oh, that smoke timing is so good. Otherwise, he would have been run down, and now Aerial and X7 and Alexi B all combining. What an incredible defense. How did they get that timing down? Like, how does that work so well?
Sometimes it just happens, and that's a beautiful start on Overpass.
Because we do obviously, and for good reason, and we should keep doing that. You know, talk about headshots and great flicks and all the rest of it. But sometimes just getting that is enough. Like, what do? You come through, like, because otherwise he would have been. I think he would have been staring directly into the flashbang, and they would have just been like 3 people on him. And
then you just get overrun.
Yeah,
so, I mean, we see it all the time. Sometimes it just does come down to random blind luck on that kind of timing. So. This time it works out in the favor of ENCE. I'm sure Vitality will have a couple of those rounds as this series goes on. But here we are, just pistols, just Glocks, no upgrades, no utility, no armor. So just want to get this round over with. You can see a massive amount, or three bodies heading towards long. Should be an easy one for Sergey. And actually, he might be able to build up some momentum. And that would be great if you're ENCE. You want Sergey to have a hot start to this game and be able to build upon that. And Alu, he turns the corner like a psychopath. Doesn't expect it, didn't know they were there. Still gets 2 kills.
Hold on, like Sergey...
Sergey's like, I'm falling back. Right? Like, there's a lot of people coming this way. I'm gonna fall back and play it safe. And I was like, why? Just wreck them.
Yeah, and he like he didn't even take that fight with any kind of logic behind it. He ran with the UMP, and he actually didn't stop running. I don't even understand. Like, but I guess he got 2 kills, so fair play. This will be fun to see. I do like what the desk were talking about as well, a little bit with stopping Saiwu and having Alu on the other end of that. I don't think Alu's going to be scared of Saiwu at all. I just don't think that's in his nature. But still, not many people can stop Saiwu, it seems.
It's not easy. And yeah, I mean, you have to say that a lot of people, we haven't seen anyone really figure it out. Still a young player. Alu as well, though. So experienced.
There it is.
So crafty. Yeah, he's got him with the op. Opening duel goes the way of Alu. Obviously, Zaiwu just with the Krieg and the first one to turn that corner. Alu has this weird tendency to just, like, every once in a while, like, he has this game that he just takes over, but a little bit more frequently than that is just those, like, miraculous clutches. Like, he's, for whatever reason, Alu could just be having the most average game in the world, and then all of a sudden he's going to win you 1 versus 4.
Yeah, it does feel like that. And I think that goes back to, this is just what I generally associate with sort of Finnish Counter-Strike, which is this Sort of feels like whatever pressure you would have in a situation, you could just discount that in some way. Just say, like, that's fine. That's not going to get to them. So that's like a weird but also fascinating feature of watching the Finns play Counter-Strike. Now, ooh, that's a boost and a half. That could have worked. The grenade might land right on top of them, though it does a fair bit of damage. But that, even the information is going to be so critical. Now looking through, Alexi going to pick up the kill there, now running in. He wanted that AK, but it's actually working out for Vitality rather well at the moment. Aerial taking a lot of spam damage through that door and or through the wall there. And Apex will drop him eventually. So that looked like it should have been so much better for the CT side, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I felt like it was going to be. I thought that that play towards long was going to be at least one more kill behind that smoke, and it just fades, I think, a little early for his liking. What a nice hit, a good recovery from Vitality. That's a 4 versus 5 set piece onto the A-bomb site. They didn't even come into that with full utility either. So finding a way to grind out some of those wins, or the first win at least early on, and Apex getting started with a couple nice headshots.
And he was so fired up yesterday as well. I mean, at least in the first half. Second half,
yeah, second half was very quiet. Everyone from Vitality very quiet. If you remember, yesterday was the game they played NIP. A very solid first half. They looked like they were going to be, able to carry that into the second and be unstoppable. Yeah. NIP against Vitality just rattled off the most intense defense, and Vitality got nothing going. Blanked in the second half.
Yeah, Nip won every single round on the second half. That was an interesting moment. But I do like fired up Apex. I want him to be feeling that way. Screaming at the other team, preferably. That is a good time.
we love that. I mean, after France as well,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was really good. Saivu getting outdone by MBK this time. But he was checking the other corner. And Alex CB had already taken a fight earlier and was low on health, so now they're just getting cleaned up all across the board. Did you say you thought was going to win this? Did you make a prediction?
Did I make a prediction? No, I didn't really. I'm not sure where to go with this one because it just seems a little bit up in the air to me. I probably, in my head, would have said I think ENCE has the higher peak, especially in terms of peak that we've seen. Like that run at the major, like Vitality's done nothing to compete with that kind of a run. But they're certainly playing better, it seems, in recent times.
Yeah.
7 trying to go for a clutch, and speaking of Katowice, he was phenomenal in these scenarios. This is a difficult 1 versus 3 as he comes in. Too many off angles, too many crossfire setups in Vitality. They're going to get their second, and that should be all the money taken away from ENCE.
Yeah, so a brilliant start right now for the French side. Vitality did pick Overpass, so that is also them. And the next one is Nuke, which I expect ENCE is going to be really lethal on. So I could see, I imagine it's going to be third map, which would be Inferno. And I really don't know what to think about that. And the thing for me is, I'm gonna pick Vitality in this one. And the reason is that I've actually seen a lot of games recently where RPK hasn't been doing very much, and I just can't see that continuing. So I just for no good, I can't really back it up, but I think if this is the series where RPK comes back, then I think that'll be the deciding difference.
You're going with like the coin flip logic.
Yeah, it's like he's such an incredible player in my opinion. He can't keep, being at a lower level. That's not bad at all. But still a couple of kills happening in favor of ENCE. Yeah,
that's actually great for ENCE. A couple nice kills, an AK-47 salvage. I don't know if they'll be able to do anything with it, but actually Vitality with the bomb all the way back towards T-spawn. RPK and Zaiwu were at the base of long. There's a chance for ENCE to rotate back, and they have the right read, they have the right call. They're hustling, actually, excuse me. 2 players stopped to go for this boost, and I think that might be the saving grace for Vitality that takes all the danger away, because it's just Sergey with 8 HP and a USP listening for information. He's not going to get it, and there's no chance to keep them delayed. So if you're ENCE, just keep the AK-47 alive.
Do you know, Moses, if you plant the bomb all the way, like, kind of a little bit further up from where they are now, like directly in front of NBK, you can shoot through the floor into the hallways below. You can shoot right, and the other way, of course. I'm just saying someone should try that one day.
Yeah, I just am astounded at the amount of useless spams that you bring to the table.
It's offensive, isn't it?
It was a bit aggressive for this early in the day. X7 is going to try and fall back with the AK-47. Sticking around to see if anyone's going to go for a chase, maybe try and get one more kill to deplete the economy. It's not going to work, and it's going to be Vitality taking an early lead after their rebuttal, their response after losing the pistol. They go on a 3-round streak.
I'm just saying, imagine a world in which you put it's a one-on-one. You put the bomb down there. You go underneath, and like guys trying to defuse and shut him.
What if he's at the wrong angle though? What if he's defusing like on the left side of the bomb instead of the right side?
You'll never.
Because this is your own logic. You know this as well. Spam through surfaces in Counter-Strike also depends on the angle. So all of a sudden you change the angle you're spamming at, and then it just straight doesn't work.
You won't win big games with that kind of mentality. Sometimes you just have to. You have to have faith.
Sometimes you just gotta pray.
That's exactly it. 6th round now coming up, and 3-2. A little bit early on, I would say, to really get a good read. I mean, Vitality seem to be nicely warmed up at the moment, but ENCE haven't had that many rounds with really good weapons. So still, I'm a little bit hesitant to say how this is all playing out. They do have that's a heavy defense over at the bathrooms.
Yeah, but they don't have that AWP on Alu, which you know they're gonna want. Alexi's gonna be the first one for contact. Oh, that is a what?
Oh my God.
That is a really awkward sequence to watch. He could have been dead like 5 different ways. You can see ZywOo on the X-ray, just holding the angle. Alex is going to get aggressive. The Shadow gives it up, but he baits it out perfectly, goes for the swing. There's another player there, and this is working out perfectly. Sergey with all 3, and ZywOo, yeah, he's holding the angle, but no one's peeking into that when Vitality is the aggressor, and now he's got to pick up the pieces.
And he gets dinked. Even, I mean, the first kill good, but still, he's down to 10 health. He needed to get that one clean. See, that flashbang they could have probably thrown before they took that fight with the other 3 people. That was going to be my point. But Apex now sneaking in the other way, and actually they've got them turned around. He's going to get that kill. Could get another one. Yeah, that's the 2-on-2. They still have health advantage on the inside. They almost lose that fight. And the other problem is the fact that there's only 30 seconds on the clock. So even the 2-on-2, health was favoring ENCE, but also the time was heavily favoring them. And we do talk a lot about ZywOo for good reason, but still. 1 versus 2 with about 19 seconds is not a good look.
No, I think he's got to be. You have to assume he's going to be going down. But I'm amazed they even brought that into a 2-on-2. That's incredible, and that's a big mistake from ENCE to let it get this close.
Oh no!
There's the footsteps. He's giving it away. But oh, what a flick! Can he get the bomb down? No, he can't. He's got to just survive with the op. And you can see Aerial letting him see, and even a leg shot coming in for ZywOo, and that's what we like to see early on. ZywOo making what seems impossible, giving it a chance.
Oh man, if he could have got the bomb plant then, what a turnaround that would have been. Yeah, so this is, first of all, flashbangs, you do need them. That was the bomb committed to that fight. 3 people fighting 1 at a time with no grenades. But still, ENCE win the round surviving with 1 player. That's an issue.
That's a massive issue. Still with no money, that could have been a very clean round. So another chance for Vitality to deal a very, very difficult blow for the defense to handle. I believe they're looking for this. There's the flashbang, and yeah, ZywOo was right behind the smoke, and as the flash came over, he just disappeared, but they're getting close enough to make this work. It seems like a contact play. That smoke might slow things down. And yeah, there's only 4 players here. The bomb is far back, so NBK and ZywOo working together to give ZywOo plenty of time to try and find a pick.
Oh, is he going to be in time? He actually somehow, how is he so quick? That just can't even be real. And he gets the other kill as well. I can't believe it. He gets the leg shot, and he gets Alexi through the wall. Aerial goes down. It is just so disgusting watching him play. NBK will take down the final one.
What's the follow-up? What a freakish player. We saw some crazy sequences out of him yesterday against NIP, even in a loss as well. He had a couple of very nice rounds on Dust 2, and you can see Apex. They've got to be loving it.
Yeah, there is a certain kind of pleasure you derive with having a teammate that just is, you know, at that level, isn't it? Like
it just takes so much pressure off of you when you have someone who can produce frags and produce openings in that fashion. I mean, even though he doesn't get that first kill, even the leg, and now you even go back to the kills he got in the previous round in a loss, where this basically destroys the economy. So big impact for ZywOo early on in this game, and now the aggressive stance right into the creeks, and some of actually the trades are being favorable, but just for a moment, although still dangerous. Into a 1-on-2. They know exactly where Aerial is, and he's not been able to pick up any guns. So at least in that sense, Vitality. Oh, NBK is going to put him down. 5-3.
Great round out of ENCE, though. That's pretty impressive once again, just with pistols. And NBK, oh sorry, not NBK, RPK, not really able to... I mean, there were 3 people peeking him, but I still kind of want more out of him. He's my focus. For this best of 3, it's RPK.
Well, you know what's interesting about that is NBK is one of those players against, and specifically they played against each other 8 maps this year so far, a 1.17 rating for NBK across those 8 maps. So I mean, he's a player who's had some solid performances against this team, which I personally enjoy because NBK has been one of my favorite players to witness go into beast mode, you know, ever since what, 2013, 2014.
Yes. Yeah, he was I mean, one of the people early on, I think that
one of the only people who could challenge in terms of skill.
Yes, the NIP days.
Yep.
Back then, yeah, there really weren't many. I guess Shox, Kenny, and
NBK.
That was it. And then Guardian, who was always stuck on those weird Croatian teams that never like made it anywhere. Well, Sergey. Oh, you can see he's feeling very uncomfortable. He needs some backup from inside of the bomb site. Oh, they don't even check it, and he's gonna get a big kill. Even bigger follow-up. That's a beautiful double out of Sergey, and Alexi's going to be there to pick up RPK, so looking very good. And Alu, that's a smart angle. Not even like a high-skilled shot, but it doesn't even matter. He's so safe in that angle, and that's all you really want to be on the bomb site. No reason. That could have connected. Just calm down, Saiwu.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just feel like it will, based off what we've seen from him so far. How many guns can he take away waiting for that peek from Alu? It's going to come in eventually. Great shot. Alu couldn't find him. And now checking the flank. 30 seconds left. Not a whole lot of time, but a little bit to work with to try and create some opportunity. It's this crossfire, this contact that's going to be the tough one. Switching out, and here we go.
20 seconds left. Kind of low on health for the first player. Nicely done from Alexi. Double on him and double on Sergey. And I'm not sure. I almost would need to watch the minimap for this one. How come no one was checking that? Like that part, that should be standard, I feel.
Yes, and maybe it's a mistake on their part. Maybe someone forgot their duties, but that's also, I mean, that was a pretty fast tactic from Vitality to kind of march up.
Yeah, so maybe that's what,
and that's kind of what you miss. When you go for those fast tactics, sometimes you do miss those details because you are trying to get to the bomb site, you are trying to hit a timing, you are trying to catch them off guard, so you don't go through, you know, the motions of clearing out every corner and throwing every flashbang, for instance.
Yeah, I actually think you might be right about that. That makes sense. I'll take that, Moses. I'll let them have that one.
All right. 5-4 for Vitality.
Oh, okay.
Similar strategy again.
What's MBK doing? Just walking through smokes?
There comes a time in every grizzled veteran's career where he just has to stop caring about the things that make sense and just go for the fights. NBK, oh, that's a good shot now. He's found that shot. That's what you get when you walk through a smoke, Anders.
Yeah. Oh, no. The light post took some of those bullets away. That is so unfortunate. I think he would have got RPK, and then actually they could have... The retake would have been so much better if they could have had that long control. That got stolen from him, I believe. It's now going to be a little bit rough for the retake. They do flash their way through the smoke, and they get that favorable kill, taking down Apex. It's still a 2-on-2, and the real trouble is Saiwu's still alive, and they do... Oh, there's the smoke going on the bomb. That's going to make a big difference, especially with the AWP out here. Yeah, they can't even... They wanted the boost, I think, to look over, but that's not going to be that effective when the smoke is up anyway. Now they're on the bomb, and... Oh! I think he had the angle, but it doesn't matter. Shot down. Alexi B with a triple, and ENCE with a great round.
That's a stellar retake. That smoke really ruined the opportunity for Vitality. That made the defense so much harder in the post plant. But obviously, the two players at Truck, the flashes through the smokes, that found a timing that they were not ready for. This one, X7 just jumping through, fortunate with the UMP, but creates the space for Aerial to follow it up. But Alexi B with a triple kill in the round, a really sick performance.
This has all the makings of a good game right now. Scoreline is close. Everybody is getting something on the board. There's no team that's being completely let down by, you know, 1 or 2 players at the moment. We've got it all lined up. Now we just need to keep it going.
Everything's looking beautiful so far.
Yeah, this is how you want day 2 to begin, isn't it?
This is the 3rd time in a row that they've done like a pretty heavy push and contact and with pace. I mean, they're up here at 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the round. They are able to get to the end of bathrooms, and hasn't panned out for them, although it has yielded a plant in the previous, but this time it's shut down from ENCE. So they withstand some early body blows from the French side, and able to get some economy rolling in their favor and keep some players alive.
Yeah, just the pistols in this round for the T side, so, you know, 1 more kill would still be pretty good. NBK trying his very best to give them that. But if he goes out this door, he's almost certainly going to be dead. And coming back here might not... Ooh, all right. Little dance going on. Still, I think this is... I mean, ENCE should probably win the majority of the rounds here on the CT side. So this is still a pretty even game at the moment. 6-5 in favor of ENCE.
You'd like to see them continue on this run. They've won 3 in a row. They've got the AWP in Alu's hands. You'd like to see them stretch this lead a little bit on the defensive side.
Yeah, I agree.
Timeout taken by Vitality, talking things over. You imagine there's going to be some kind of a shift in the attack. Will be interesting to see with the Finnish side if they decide to change anything or play a pretty standard defensive round.
I was going to say, because you mentioned this idea that they'd had so many really quick rounds to the bathroom, which normally you spend like the first 35 seconds or more of the round even getting there, right? Like you know, smoking off things, clearing corners and all the rest of it. And they just seem to sort of walk up there. So I'm wondering if that's just because they've been watching a bunch of ENCE demo, and because we've actually seen ENCE try and take shots or throw grenades early, but they fall back. So maybe Vitality just said, look, you know what? They're just sort of showing themselves and then they're back. So we could just take it. Yeah,
we'll probably have to ask them about that after the game. But you'd imagine some of those riskier tactics is because you're taking the risk because you know it's less of a risk against this team. You've noticed a tendency, and actually Sergey, he missed the timing, or he's back for it now. Ooh. He didn't turn the corner. A good hold, initial headshot, but ZywOo, a very, very nice trade. No op in his hands. It's the Krieg, but we have a 4-on-4 and a lot of map control for the offense.
Well, taking over outside of B. Yeah, a little bit of damage being put in there. Bomb is really far back, and RPK is actually, he's watching for a flank at the moment. He's trying to make sure that, you know, nothing is happening. So that's kind of a heads-up play for him. They have over a minute, so... And they have so many grenades.
And because they get that trade and that kill on Cirque and they have control of stairs, the whole map's available to them. They obviously, the tough part is if you want to go A, you don't know if long is clear, you don't know if bathrooms are clear, but you can switch up between bomb sites if you run into some difficulty attacking B. Aerial at X7 here, Alexi B close by as well. So a 3-man defense while Alu plays passively at A with an AWP. That's where they're going to end up. This is a bit of a fake being thrown by ZywOo, but they're going to have to hit A quickly. They cannot walk up highway towards the bomb site. They need to run because there's no one actually committed to this fake, and that's going to be called out. Alexi B is already on the rotate. They're missing their timing.
Yeah. Oh, he goes back. I agree, though. They're not selling that B execute at all. They surely will have known that no one's down there by now. 25 seconds. Alu heavily smoked off. He's trying to look over the box, but he can't really see anything, and staying here is kind of dangerous. Looked like he could have had the opportunity and won't get the shot for the box side. That has to be right where those two boxes meet, otherwise nothing will happen at all. Apex now flashed for the minute, but he was trying to catch them coming up out of the bank as well. Now a 4-on-4 for the retake here, and Alex has made sure he knows nobody's coming for the flank. They can focus all on this back side, and oh, it's going to be a shutdown as Apex picking up 2 big kills. That flashbang there, I think Alex got the assist on like 3 of those kills.
Fair play. I'll take it all back. They didn't miss their timing. I didn't realize they had so much utility left for another full-blown execute. They had a smoke wall set up. So yeah, they might have missed the timing if like they were trying to get in with no utility, but with those smokes in place, Alu, you could see him searching for a clean shot.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it over the top of the bomb site. Couldn't find it over the top of the smoke. So Vitality, that's a very cool tactical call. Small amount of utility towards B, the rest of it towards A, and all of a sudden you've got everything cleared up.
Are they going to try and be... No, they still have the bomb back there, but they're going to try and go really quick for the L-bend, and look at how it catches X7 off guard. They just had no idea. That really is the power of beating someone's timing.
The power of ZywOo. That seems to be the game plan for Vitality, is find those timings. Be aggressive, go take fights. ZywOo's got 4 kills in the round.
That one for the door.
If you're Alu, just back away. Don't give it to him. You have the op. You're going to need that. You're going to want that.
Yeah, desperately. It's so hard to explain, isn't it? Because if you ask someone, you know, who's anchoring that B bomb site, you know, could they get to that L bend, you know, at that point in time? Yeah, people would know that. Like if it was a questionnaire and you would say like, you know, multiple choice, you'd say like, yeah, definitely, I know that. But you still have this built-in memory in your head that says it doesn't almost ever happen. So when it does, you're just like, oh God, like, why did they do that, you know?
No, but you do have to be prepared for it. I mean, you can't... if you even go back, I forget who it was. Was it Alexi in bathrooms that we were both, like, cringing at, or like that first gun round when he just walked across the opening, back turned? Like, that signals maybe Vitality's onto something with this game plan. If they're going to be a little bit too nonchalant in the early stages of these rounds in the first 30 seconds, thinking no one's going to have the guts to just kind of walk up and go for some kind of timing with very little utility, they're getting punished for that kind of a thought process. And this is the second time as well we've seen ZywOo and NBK push up towards sandbags. Previously was the boost over ZywOo with the AWP. He got a leg shot off of it that NBK was able to clear out. He got a follow-up spam as well, so game plan working. 7 rounds on the offense for Vitality on Overpass, and again, they've crushed the economy. This is about the third time we've seen this, I feel, on ENCE. Like, how do you sustain a defensive half like that?
It's also the fact that ZywOo, I mean, he could probably buy the AWP, but he's doing fine with that Krieg, so that we used to have some AWPers, right, where they were like, they had incredible impact as, okay,
Ooh,
well then. Hello, MBK.
It is just against USPs, but still looks pretty.
That did look cool. There is also the AWP on Alu, as MBK has found out. But B-bomb sets theirs. I was trying to say, before I was rudely interrupted by MBK, that we used to have some AWPers, right, where the meme was that if you get the AWP on them, it was amazing, but then with anything else, they kind of weren't doing much. And obviously, any AWP that could do both is so much more valuable. So.
Absolutely, and also, I mean, look at the tactical change it allows you to make if you're Vitality. You go from spending time clearing things out and giving ZywOo time with an AWP to peer into bomb sites and hold angles, and instead he's able to be just as aggressive as the rest of your team, and he's delivering with it. So, especially if you're going to come out with a style like this that's gotten Vitality up to 8 rounds now over ENCE going into the last of the half. ENCE has done everything they could in this round, though. They do save the AWP still on Alu, which will be very nice. He can drop a weapon over, and they also picked up a Krieg on Aerial, and that's a weapon that'll allow him to have a kit, allow him to have utility as well around it that he wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah, it all matters here in round number 15, I do think. And I don't know, 6 rounds on CT side is not necessarily great, but I mean, you can still come back from that. And again, it is Vitality's map pick. I really think this will be a third map. That would be my guess. Second map, Nuke. Don't see Vitality taking that over ENCE.
I'm not gonna... Yeah, I mean, I think ENCE would be better, but, you never know with ZywOo, especially if he's playing like this. Alu aggression, and actually Apex is distracted. He's lucky to be alive. Alu took a shot. He took a second shot. He's missed both. Apex wasn't even aware he was in that position, and here's the timing again. While they're so occupied with Apex, everyone comes through Monster, and the defense gets obliterated. This is an ENCE that's looking very disorganized. There's some level of miscommunication going on within this team to not be prepared for these kinds of hits.
We've just seen so many different styles out of Vitality. I mean, I can kind of understand why this has been a very confusing first half for ENCE.
Well, especially we just mentioned they've been like I guess reset is a hard way to say it these days of the new economy or the economy that we currently have. But they have been missing a lot of the nades. Some of these buys, they haven't had everything behind it. When you don't have the Molotovs to slow it down, Sergey's forced to fight in the fire, and he's gonna fall. So 9-6 for Team Vitality. This is an elimination match, so that's a great first half to kick things off with ZywOo 15-9 to lead the way for the Frenchman. We're heading to a break. When we come back, we'll have ENCE on the offense.
All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down and left her, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We never headed back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under featureless skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're I was dancing on my own when you spilled that rum and coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get up, baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on our baseline.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's ENCE and Vitality, and we are heading into the second half now. It's going to be, I don't know, a bit of an uphill battle, I think, for ENCE. They only got 6 rounds on the CT side. Vitality, honestly, kind of surprising me as well. I don't know, I was expecting a different flavor. This isn't actually the style that I associate with them, but I'm excited to see it.
It worked. And I think that's the thing, and I mean, it just continues to build the legend of Alex as the in-game leader, like really kind of riding the ship of this team coming in. He spent some time under Existence. NBK was the in-game leader for some time, and it wasn't working out. And obviously, he came in, and that's when we've started to notice this rise. That if he's going to come up with like specific game plans per team, as Duncan said on the desk, matchups are what's expected. At this day and age in Counter-Strike, it's the matchup. It's not your world ranking any longer.
And it was about time we got Existence in there. Like, you know. We need to...
I feel like we have a quota, I think, internal that we've never really agreed upon, but he must be mentioned at least 5 times per event.
Yeah, I think that is important, actually. So we did a little bit here.
So shout out Existence. There's 2.
Yeah, sure, Duncan will pick it up as well. We'll get it in there. Here we go. Second half coming up. ENCE now on the T side. Vitality on the CT side. And Alexi, that's going to be... Is that a real setup? Does that not go way too far? Sergey running in. Anyway, the smoke actually works. Alex and Apex, though, defending rock solid on the bomb site. Nobody being allowed to get their way through. And Alexi B now fighting on his own, and only for about a second. That is the most elaborate smoke setup that I've ever seen.
I like
listen up, boys. If you take this smoke, you prime it, then you run about 2 kilometers north, and then if you just look like 3 degrees to the south, and you keep running for another 200 meters, and then you throw it, it'll be right there. What's going on, like?
I like the way you just held the suspense. You're like, is this gonna work? The whole flight of the smoke, and it worked. It landed exactly where it wanted to be. Unfortunately, no one from Vitality was actually there, so they just get wrecked by every other position.
What you're saying is I set that up really nicely for something that had absolutely no impact on the round whatsoever. It just made no difference.
Well, this is going to have... Oh, no. I thought that was going to be much more fun, but it just opens up the door for ZywOo, quite literally, as he sprays him down from behind. Apex does find the kills. 11th round for Vitality, and they are not slowing down one bit.
No, they're having themselves a great time here on Overpass. That was a moment, wasn't it, for Alex? He could have got every single one with that UMP.
It felt like maybe if he got lucky on the first kill and it was an immediate kill, you can transfer over.
It was almost as close as you're ever going to get to fish in a barrel. You know, they were like, fins in a tunnel kind of thing.
Oh, that's not bad. Shedding the dad jokes for a day. We'll see how long that lasts.
Not very long.
Some actual humor from Anders. This is a miracle.
Make a note of something in a calendar. I don't know. It's Sergey to go down early on here, which is bad news for ENCE. They finally got rifles. They must make this work if they want a realistic shot at bringing this back here on Overpass. And I did just also take a look at Vitality's nuke win rate, and it's actually pretty good. So you might want to be careful as well. I was pretty bold about I was pretty confident about ENCE winning nuke, but I guess I should be careful.
Well, I think that's the problem with ENCE at the moment, is that the ENCE doesn't seem to have the same feel to them as what we saw in Katowice. Like, obviously no one expected them, but once they got to the playoffs and once they qualified for that, the run just felt like they were somehow finding this magical level of cohesion and communication that shouldn't be possible for a team of inexperienced players that hadn't shown anything quite yet. And that kind of aura seems to have disappeared, at least for me, a little bit. It's faded.
Yeah, but I would even say that's almost to be expected in some sense. So it doesn't really freak me out. Nice defense here by RPK. That's going to be a double with the FAMAS. And Alu in a 1 versus 2. The bomb is down behind him. He's got 30 seconds, and that's a nice creeping headshot, taking down ZywOo as well. He's got 1 chance here. 5 health left. There are no grenades on MBK, so at least that's not going to be how it ends. Oh, and
he doesn't have time. He can't do this.
No, he can. Oh, it's so close. I'm pretty sure he can make it. But I mean, he's still in trouble, right?
Well, NBK hears the footsteps now, so he's going to book it. The question is not, can he actually get out of this plant position in time? Because look, NBK is going to be right on him as soon as he gets off this bomb, although NBK thought he was going to fake it.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to go for it. It almost gets him. NBK down to 20. I mean, no matter what, that was going to be a very unlikely win, like however you twisted it, but it's a nice idea. Yeah, so another Another round here for Vitality.
Fair play, though. I mean, that's a pretty stressful situation for NBK rotating into that bomb site. Is he off the bomb? Did he just tap it? Is he sticking it? How close can I get?
I kind of in my mind just always expect that whenever a team comes, like let's say it's not ENCE, let's say it's Furia instead. I just expect that if you come out and you have like a sort of a shocking start, and you're like, oh, this team is great, you know, and then there almost has to be like a slowdown, if for no other reason than that now all of your opponents are going to be looking at you. Like that in itself will make it harder.
Yeah.
So if something would be wrong actually if that didn't happen to some extent. Now the question then, and this is the story that I'm always interested in, like can they then make up for it? Can they get back on track somehow? And that's what I'm waiting for with ENCE, and going to be kind of looking at the same thing for Furia with me. I'm just like, okay, fine. Now people figured out how you play. Now let's see what's next. Well, here we go. 19th round. We've got 2 Tech-9s. People are trying it. They want it back a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to make it work.
Not the dualies.
Hasn't been super successful. Well, not on these rounds. You know, the dualies is more of a pistol round efficiency type weapon. RPK gets a little bit lost with the fire at his feet, jumping over the top, trying to control the water. That's a good trade, though. An awkward fight for Alex. He has to commit to a very weird angle. Bomb not planted just yet. In fact, the bomb is actually in water. That is on Alexi B, and he's going to have to find a way to get back into the bomb site while these smokes are still up to really help him get this plant. Meanwhile, NBK coming in all along on a very long flank.
Yeah, oh, and not even scoping with the orc, still getting the kill. No problem. There's finally a bomb plant happening. A nice kill for Alexi. In fact, they do get pushed out by the Molotov right into Saiwu, and he almost gets both of them. Alexi now one-on-one versus NBK, both of them with the org, and NBK has a kit. He's got a little bit of time to work with here, looking for a headshot, and NBK is just gonna not even respect the rules, just shutting him down right through the smoke. Jumps across to, what, pick up the AWP. Fair play, I guess.
Yes, he wants that for Zaiwu, but, I mean...
Some of these rounds now are coming down to clutches that then Vitality are winning.
The problem is ENCE can't afford to be losing these clutches. 6-13 now, you have to turn those in the favor. A one-on-one there lost. Actually, it's NBK to win the past 2 1-versus-1s that they've had. The first one against Alu.
Damn.
That's really tough to deal with. Actually, I mean, that might have been even a tougher situation. Zaiwu goes aggressive while NBK comes in on the flank. They might have been able to set up a crossfire if he was a bit more patient, but it works out in the end. 13-6, you've got a solid lead, a 7-round lead for the French side. And they're looking great. Remember yesterday, they looked great in the first half, and then they just disappeared from the map. It's not happening this time.
It's really not. Saiwu is ahead of the pack, but not really by that much. And even, you know, my player to watch, RPK, he's not having the best game of his life, but he's not falling off, which I think has happened in a bunch of other games, so...
Oh! God bless. Nice shot from Alexi B, and he can't get the second. That would have been a great turn of the corner. Doors open. That's been spotted as well as Alex falls away. Smokes up in the choke point to keep everyone back. Alu's gonna have a chance, but he's not fast enough. It's NBK, who also had some stellar opping yesterday on Dust 2. In fact, he might have taken all the attention off Zaiwu with some of the rounds that he pulled out. This is such a dangerous, such a tough spot to clear out with that AUG.
He actually did some damage there, Sergey, but I'm not sure it's really gonna matter. Yeah, you're absolutely right about NBK. We have seen, I mean, I feel like this is almost a treat, like a little bit of a reward if you're following a player's career for a really long time. And you feel like, well, I know what kind of player NBK is. And I was like, oh, he's also AWPing now. Same thing happened to me a little bit with Dupree, right? And you thought like, oh, wait a minute, he can actually use the AWP and it actually looks cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty freakish moment in time when Dupree was a god with the AWP. I wonder if he could have sustained it, though. You know, like, he had device back within, what, like a month?
Yeah, well, it's more... Oh, this is so cool, isn't it? It's more the price you pay for not having Dupree like rifled, and I think that's also the issue, right?
Yeah.
Like you maybe don't want to give that up, but it's just, I mean, I'm just saying it's fun that there can be different levels in some players, right? That you wait around for it to be fully shown.
Oh, look at this. So aggressive from Zaiwu. Almost has a chance, and actually he tags him through the barrel. 9 HP, which RPK getting aggressive. I like the idea, especially when you have this kind of a lead. Mix things up. And this is still recoverable. They might not realize it, how much damage has been dealt, but Alexi down to half HP, X7 down to 9. There's a lot of multi-frag potential in here for Vitality, so even in a 4-on-5, this isn't as desperate as you might think. Or as much of a disadvantage as you might think.
They were really shuffling that B defense around a lot. Now they're all back here, but they were actually running back, and now NBK is moving up quite far towards the restrooms. Hasn't seen anyone on that A side, so they should be feeling a bit more confident in this kind of a defense. Now, that's a nice shot from X7. Saiwu trying to see if he could sneak on closer. That flashbang, someone didn't do anything, and he's just scoped up looking in. If anyone comes in somewhere else, he's gone, but he's just risking it, and it pays off.
There's no way X7 ever thought that was going to happen.
No, I mean, it should never happen.
Well, NBK's alone today, and he's allowing the defense to stay at the B bomb site, because ENCE, if you look at the minimap, they're just scared to go anywhere towards bathrooms and make any kind of presence on this side of the map, which lets NBK just basically say, guys, stay there. I haven't seen anything. I haven't felt any pressure. There hasn't been a single flashbang. Now, when this pressure does come, it's going to be quick. So ENCE has found a way. And can NBA... Oh, no, he got distracted. The one player jumping around.
Nice shot from Sergey.
That's a really nice shot. And NBK just, he's got to be, that's a bit unfortunate. We talked about those timings earlier in the game with that flashbang. There's one for NBK where it works the other direction, just trying to find a kill. And
yeah, because, I mean, there was, what, 6 or 9 seconds or something on the round when the bomb went down. So if he gets a kill, NBK and falls back, and now they have to decide between... Well, they couldn't really even hunt him, but they would have to try and just guard the bomb planter and hope that he doesn't get a kill on anyone. Like, that's a completely different scenario. But nicely done, and kind of about time for ENCE as well. The first round they win on the second half, right? So at least they didn't get nipped.
Is that what we're calling it?
I don't know.
Nipped. All right. 14-7. Some life left in ENCE. 5-1 run to start the second half for Vitality. We'll see if they can respond immediately afterwards. It is still ZywOo leading the way with 20, and as you mentioned, it's close. NBK's next up with 17. For ENCE, it's Alexi B with 18, and then Alu is next with 15. The problem is you go down to the bottom of the scoreboard, X7 at 8, and Ariel at 4. Struggling to put some frags on the board, and Vitality, even with a massive lead, going to take an early timeout just to make sure they can close this out quickly. Move on to that next map, which is Nuke, which we're excited about.
Well, yeah, we do love a bit of Nuke. I feel like the map itself has had like some kind of weird history where like half the community, well, not half, like 95% of the community hated it, and then...
It's always going to have that effect, though, because it's such a tough map to play in matchmaking.
Yeah, but
you know, just casually. You have to be prepared.
I've even always said that I feel like it's fair play, you know, like it is a hard map to play, especially in matchmaking, but I'd say just don't even tag it into matchmaking, just leave it out.
True.
Don't let it be one of the maps played, but watching it,
then you'll never learn to appreciate it.
That is probably true, yeah. You need to know what it's like, how painful it is holding ramp, for instance. It's not fun.
Here we go. Look at this. Oh, he missed the jump.
Oh, and now he's being blocked by a teammate. It's all gone wrong. Ariel defending the slide. Critical tactical position.
Second only to the swings as far as playground equipment goes. Apex is shut down. Headshot by Sergey, and actually they're still paying attention. They see that one aggression, and it makes him a little bit nervous. So is ZywOo. Now he's stuck. He's got to fight his way out. He knows he's got a player boxed in. He does have a teammate to back him up. That smoke, the flashbangs are all going to help him get away, but it's a lot of utility just to safely get out of that position. But at least it's successful, and here we go with a shotgun.
But yeah, you hear that sound, you sort of like, you really don't want any more. You could also sense that there was like a sense of fear or worry there. Oh, they've got him in the corner, and that's going to work out well. I like CP. When you trap someone like ZywOo or Simple, you don't feel like, yeah, we've got him. You feel like, try and be careful, guys, because this can still go horribly wrong. Right.
It's like we don't actually have him, but we've at least put him at enough in a disadvantage that he probably has to fall back.
Yeah, like, is he locked in here with us, or are we locked in here with him? Like, it's not quite clear yet.
Put the research match on ZywOo, on the mask on him.
Exactly. Well, here he comes, right to the smoke, down on the low ground. They are all at this bomb site. Great defensive call out of Vitality, but they still don't really have the weapons for it, and they might just lose the round anyway. But oh no, a team kill on RPK. They still clean it up. ZywOo with a double, and Alex and RPK there to help out. A bit of mutiny in the mix, but I mean...
It's fine, it's a victory. A 3-on-5 victory as well. At a convincing one at that. That was a beautiful hold for Vitality. What a play. Back into the double up setup. One on NBK, one on ZywOo. Those SMGs coming alive, and Vitality now have 8 chances to close this opening map out. 15-7. Initial kill. 2 kills, actually. I think Apex maybe a little bit, or Alex a little frustrated. He stole his frag.
I can understand that. I have some sympathy for it. Ooh, Alexi B trying to beat the timing. X7 absolutely beating the timing. And Alex, he might not even realize. They're going to slow it down a little bit, but he's still going to get run down. Great entry. Double entry.
Time to save. Just back away. Nades, Molotovs, spam all coming in.
Yeah.
Got nothing to do. That's X7. Cranking up the aggression and just going for his own timing contact play on Monster, and it works out perfectly. They know he's coming. That's a good win for Apex. Keep that gun in his hands. His money isn't great for ENCE. I don't think they're in a position where they can really try and chase after these guns a whole lot.
No, I mean, it's not a good idea, is it? You really have to make sure you have all the grenades for the remaining rounds. Just need 9 in a row, I guess. 8, 7, 6, I don't know. 6 in a row. To get that overtime.
All right, you confident in that?
No.
Is that your final answer?
Not at almost. I'm just saying numbers now. I said if I say enough numbers, maybe no one will stop paying attention. That was the play.
Would you like to phone a friend? Sergey. Ask the audience, perhaps. We've got all the lifelines for you still, Anders.
It's the Donald Trump approach to Counter-Strike casting. Just saying things a lot. It's double up now back on the in the Vitality side. I'm confident in that, Moses. I've got that locked down. I could see it on the screen, in fact.
See the 2 AWPs.
But yeah, ENCE, what I think is rough when you get this kind of a start to a best of 3, unless they can really bring it back. Like if they get up to like 12, 13 rounds, I say, okay, at least now they're feeling slightly more warmed up. But I feel like they've kind of been wiped out a little bit on this map. That's kind of rough going into map number 2. Like, oh, okay, we didn't even really get to do much. But that can still change.
Yeah, it's got to feel suffocating, and especially because, I mean, this is a team, they've kind of acknowledged the fact that they were struggling. What Alu, after the Summit loss, gave that interview where he's just like, yeah, we're having some internal issues with our performances, and really having to start talking about and thinking about and considering what we need to do to get these performances, the level to increase overall. So obviously it's going to be frustrating when you put in a lot of practice, not able to see the results as quickly as you'd like. Good early nade damage onto Alex and ZywOo, both below half HP.
Yeah, that's really a lot of effect out of the grenades, isn't it? Down to 26 and 49 there on ZywOo. On the clock, it is also about 40 seconds left. And they're starting to make their way up here. Now they're gonna have a little bit of advanced warning. Apex is looking down there. NBK's over at long. This could act. The time now really worries me. In fact, full-on panic mode. Sound the alarm. It's gonna be really close. Oh, and NBK, he missed the shot, and now they're gonna go. They've been found out. There's only 25 seconds. Apex moving up. If he wins this fight, that's gonna be huge. But that's a great jump for information. Aerial, that little jump just gives him a little bit of a heads up. 14 seconds, and they're gonna have to fall back once again. But this was much closer than it seemed.
Yes, it really was. I mean, a lot of that comes down, if Apex is able to get that kill, then Vitality sticks around, and with 2 fronts, with a bit of a crossfire with that long position, they can actually defend or at least delay. Regardless, able to bail out with 3 players, and you can see now ENCE is feeling a little bit more frisky on the hunt. Alu, all the way already watching Fountain, but they know the save call came in very, very quickly, so I mean, Vitality's pretty much situated well back towards T-spawn. I don't see a whole lot of opportunity for ENCE to take these weapons away. It might be 1 player investigating, and actually if they can pick off ZywOo, even that would just be a victory, because you know Vitality would want to come back and pick up that AWP. There's the chance, and it's not going to happen.
Oh, actually, I thought he'd fallen even further back, but 15-9. And the French economy is still looking really questionable. I think 9 times out of 10, NBK gets that kill, and then, I don't know, they get funneled into Apex, who's also over at long. Like, the whole thing is going to get weird. But that was great from Aerial, though. Credit to him.
A nice little jump peek to get the information and find some, get an easier fight for yourself.
I think those might be the first 2 kills Aerial gets in the second half at all. I'm pretty sure he got like all the 4 kills that he had otherwise in the first half. And I think he even got them in like the first 6 or 7 rounds of the first half. I think he's actually just gone completely missing from the game.
It's very, very possible. Alex and RPK pushing up towards sandbags. No flashbang to get out. They can't stay here forever. And actually Alexi's looking for the jump, and he sprays them both down. Great control. A lot of pros are really struggling with the spray of that weapon, but Alexi there makes it look pretty easy.
Yeah, by the way, the jump that was happening back there for Apex, that was just baiting out that peak, I'm pretty sure. Like they were waiting for... He kept jumping even though he'd heard people shooting at him.
Well, they didn't have a flashbang, so he's like, I'll just keep their attention. But now you've got ZywOo here. NBK gonna start pushing up after that one kill. You know he wants that weapon. The smoke is gonna allow him to do it. Actually, so is the follow-up smoke. Problem is, ENCE is already on their way over towards the A bomb site. 3 players, but ZywOo is here, and if anyone's gonna put a stop to him, it would be him.
They have so many grenades. They should have enough to lock him out. It should be almost impossible for him to get many shots off here, but actually they haven't smoked it off at all. He's got the angle, and that's the bomb going down, sure, but ZywOo picking up a big double and a third coming in. He's locking them all out of this, and this could be the final moment here. Alexi now in a 1 versus 2. The bomb, it's out there inside of the smoke as well. He's going to throw the grenade. That's not going to kill anybody, even if they don't have any armor on Apex here, and they're going to get him killed at the end. ZywOo shutting it down with a quad kill, and that's how Vitality are going to pick up the first map here on Overpass. 16-9. Great victory.
And you've got to give props to Vitality. So many saves. You could see a number of times ENCE wanted to go for the hunt and just didn't have the money to back it up. That is just so brutal. So saving that up comes out big in the end. ZywOo, a massive round, and Vitality secure a win on their second best map. Heading to a break. When we come back, we'll get the desk, and then we'll get the second map. We'll get Nuke underway in this series.